try. Look at this play where he goes baseline, just throws it down, hitting game winners. So who's it going to be for Tri-State? Who is going to pick up the slack for these guys? You got to look first at Nate Robinson. You got to, and here you see Larry Sanders also out. So you got to look at Tony Roden, the guy who loves to get downhill. Obviously, Nate Robinson has to have a great game tonight.
Jason Richardson seemed like a player who could maybe challenge Joe Johnson in that MVP conversation. This team trying to move to 3-1 this season. But let's talk about Mario Chalmers, another player who could be stepping up for this team, particularly with his three-point shooting. Yeah,
with Pargo out, Chalmers is going to have the ball in his hands throughout this game. Chalmers is going to run high pick and roll. He's going to get downhill. Everybody on 3's company will eat because Mario Chalmers is turning corners, getting the ball up on the rim, or finding guys wide open for three.
Here's the entire roster for 3's company. They've had some changes as well. Jeremy Pargo, as you mentioned, their top scorer out. Ryan Hollins out as well. So they've added David Hawkins and Arinde Onuaku, the Syracuse grad, under their head coach, Michael Cooper.
Now, David Hawkins in the past in the Big Three has been unbelievable. So look for him too. He understands the Big Three, he understands the physicality of the game.
One of the best things about the Big Three is looking at the legendary coaching matchups, and these two in Dr. J and Michael Cooper met in the finals 3 times between 1979 and 1983. The Lakers, the Showtime Lakers, the early part taking 2 of those. So, I mean, I know it goes back a little ways, but still bragging rights there.
No question. Looking at Michael Cooper right there, I tell him every time I see him, I'm trying to really push hard to get him into the Hall of Fame. He is such a big-time defensive player, and he deserves a lot more credit for those teams. You know, guarding the best player every night is not an easy thing.
All right, let's take a look at our key rules for the Big Three. First team to 50 wins. Halftime is 25. No game clock. Another thing to be really excited about watching the Big Three. You do have a 14-second shot clock, though, and then you see the free throws. And another thing, very different, that 4-point shot. Jeremy Pargo, who is missing in this game, is leading that category 5 for 8 from there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how you get to check a guy that far from the basket.
All right, you can play Big Three Fantasy only on the Super Draft app, and you can win a trip to the Big Three Finals in the Bahamas. Use code BIG3 for an instant $30 deposit match. And underway, starting out with it, is 3's company, Drew Gooden. Handing it off to their captain, DeMar Johnson, trying to get on the board, and a rebound for Tri-State.
Tony Roden's the kind of guy who loves getting downhill.
And there he does exactly that, but rejected by Gooden.
Got a chance to talk to Gooden before the game. He's going to have to be aggressive. Pargo does a lot for this team. They're going to have to figure out ways to score the ball.
Couple jab fakes for Clark. A long 2 and a weak side rebound. Chalmers now, as you mentioned, leading into this game, going to have to get his scoring going in the absence of Jeremy Pargo. Earl Clark will drive, and another rebound for Gooden. Chalmers quickly with a 3. Nate Robinson deciding against that 3. Things were moving quite quickly there, but this time he's going to go ahead and do it. No one within his vicinity.
I don't know what's up with Nate. He's never passed up a shot in his entire life, and that time he passed it up, but got the pump fake and then knocked it down.
How much, when you're in these 3-on-3 games, do you want to take that time to reset, or do you want things to always kind of be flowing and moving at a pretty quick pace?
When you play fast, it's a lot easier to play. You know, I know there's a lot of guys that like to go one-on-one and get their rhythm, but typically when you play fast, you move the ball, you move bodies. With all this space, it's really hard to defend out there.
Robinson not able to hit that shot. Weak side rebound not there. The second try, though, is...
Earl Clark tough on the glass. You know, they're missing Ryan Hollins. Ryan Hollins would have been a big impact in this game. He's really good at going behind the defense and going up those alley-oop lobs.
Hollins, the 7-footer from UCLA, and missing this game, averaging 5 points per game, was 6 for 9 for them this season, just solid in the paint.
Yeah, it's most of the time running those high pick and rolls with Chalmers. Chalmers is an excellent pick and roll player.
Roden's going to reverse it. A little bit of a mismatch, but Chalmers able to knock it away. Clark in the air, and he'll clean that up.
Rebounding's been an issue so far for the 3's company.
post from Gooden. Johnson taking his time. That turnaround shot will fall out. And you're right about Robinson not passing up that shot, and he hits another one for Tri-State.
And right away, Michael Cooper wants to call a timeout. You don't want to see that guy, Nate Robinson, get hot from the field. Having somewhat of an off year, but all you got to do is see if you go in and things could change.
Averaging just under 4 points per game. Does that surprise you with him being a leadoff?
Oh, big time. You know, every time you see Nate Robinson play, you feel like he's going to get, you know, this type of stuff. He's going to make a shot. He's going to get into the game. He's going to get his swag up. And by the way, if he didn't have that swag, he wouldn't have made it. We would not be talking about Nate Robinson. There's a certain amount of bravado that you have to have when you're 5'8".
And you're a 3-time NBA dunk contest champion.
Of course. Of course.
That's what's so exciting about the Big Three, is feeling that, like rekindling that connection, like seeing a reaction like that and thinking about the times you saw him do that during his career.
Yeah, you know, I was teammates with Nate in Boston, and sometimes he wears you out, but he has an unbelievable passion to play the game of basketball.
Ball screen from Gooden. He's going to pop out. And that three will drop.
And that's important for Gooden to get going from the outside as well. Big-time pick-and-pop player, doesn't really stretch out to three, likes to shoot that 17-footer, but he sees one go down, the confidence can go up.
Can I just tell you, Brian, how I've missed 17-footers with a lot of basketball we're seeing right now, whether it's in the NBA or WNBA. I think it holds a special place for a lot of us.
Yeah, the pick and pop, and Nate Robinson knocking down, starting out hot, and we're going to get a timeout.
All right, it's a 5-point lead here in Dallas. Week 4 of the Big Three season coming your way. Welcome back into Dallas. We are starting out. Oh, no.
There it is.
Oh, wow. We're really doing it. That is me.
Look at the eyes. You're always scanning the floor. I love it.
I loved playing from the high post, Brian. That is me looking for my cutters and my teammates. I was definitely a 5/. I want to think of myself as a stretch forward.
Or you can say point forward.
Yes, at some points, yes. More the player who just picked up 5 fouls way too quickly.
Hey, I've been there. I've been there before.
I think we need a place for players like that.
Always.
That knocked out of bounds by Robinson.
I love the way that Nate is playing right now. Like, he just can't, this year he's just been a different player. But in this game, with Jason Richardson out, Larry Sanders out, obviously you have to level up. That's exactly what Nate Robinson's doing right now.
He's already up to 8 points, and that's double what he came into this game averaging the first 3 games of the season. Hawkins, lots of movement, and that's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, David Hawkins, who just got picked up this week, has been a really good player in the Big Three. If you watch him when he plays, he gets his shoulders low. He gets to his spot on the floor. That time a little hesitant with the shot.
Plays somewhat of a similar game, although Pargo was just having an outstanding year, one of the best scorers in the entire Big Three, and that shot falls out. Robinson, hesitation, kick it out. And getting his own team's rebound, I should say. 10 on the shot clock for Tri-State. Robinson knocks down another one. He's got 11. He is all over the floor.
Yeah, good play by Tony Roden. Got downhill, caused the defense to collapse. Nate Robinson for 3.
Hawkins. That'll be an easy one to say counts.
I like David Hawkins a lot. I think that's a great pickup with Pargo and Hollins being out.
Not his first time in the Big Three either.
And that's important. You know, like a lot of people say, oh, it's 3-on-3. Look at all the space. You can go out. You have to know how to play in the Big Three to have success in this league.
Down into the paint is Onuaku. Just a couple strong dribbles and a hook shot.
Onuaku got to the front of the rim too easily against Earl Clark.
He is, from watching him in his days at Syracuse in his professional career since, someone is very much back to the basket and back you down. Rebound to Chalmers. Hawkins took a step behind that 3-point line. Rebound to Onuaku. And there's going to be a foul.
Yeah, Onuaku didn't like that. I thought he timed it up perfectly as well.
Hey, watch it.
Robinson already to double figures, guarded by Chalmers. Ball screen comes. And he attacks all the way and one.
Little strategy of the big three. You don't want the ball to go to the middle of the floor. Like, you want to keep the ball on the sideline. You can see when Nate Robinson going downhill, Onuaku, who has Earl Clark on the perimeter, he can't commit. If you keep the ball on the sideline, it's easier to fire back. Anytime that ball gets to the middle, and these guys are so good in pick and roll, it's dangerous for the defense.
That's what I was going to ask, is that you have to maybe question the way that pick and roll was guarded in the first
100%.
place to open up that middle.
Yeah, you got to use the baseline. You got to use the sideline. Middle of the floor is deadly. I mean, this is as big as an NBA court. They got 10 guys out there. So you want to try to use the baseline and sideline for those reasons.
Chalmers, no one in sight, and he makes Tri-State pay.
Nate Robinson, for whatever reason, after missing the free throw, did not find Chalmers. That's big.
Another ball screen again, switch. Robinson with Onuaku on him, so he's immediately going to go into the post, and Clark will reward that pass.
Yeah, you don't want to switch the pick and roll either. The hardest thing to guard in this league is going to be screen and roll.
There are a lot of mismatches that could be found on both sides with a lot of teams too.
Yeah, I mean, once you get Onuaku on a Nate Robinson, I mean, without help out there, you're dead in the water.
New into the game is Justin Denman for Tri-State. He's recently signed on as well. Here's a look at Nate Robinson, already 13 points. Again, 3.7 was his average through the first 3 weeks. Into the post, Onuaku. Again, going to that hook shot, it bounces out. And he'll get a look. I think some people wonder, Brian, how physically taxing it is in a half-court game. You do have all that space, but you're not running the floor in the same way for folks who might not be super familiar with seeing 3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah, and also they allow more hand checking, and so it's obviously it's more. You're not just gonna like drive the ball to the basket and not get hit. But
beautiful move by Rope.
Yeah, when you make a move like that and you get to space, it's a lot easier to finish. There's no big man at the rim if you can take the big man off the dribble.
So you would say it rewards those kind of one-on-one isolation players who are able to create their own shot.
If they can get the space. Yeah, it's important for them to get space.
Roden. Lots of hustle for Tri-State. He tries that Euro again. Onuaku stops him. Denman. The follow-by is good.
Nice move by Denman. Didn't want to take that second three, missed the first one. Wanted to see one go in. That's exactly what he did.
No good for 3's company. And Hawkins, Tri-State with the chance to send it to halftime. Under 25 points is the official half, and a foul while shooting a three for Justin Denman.
Now, this is a tough shot. I don't care what anybody says. You're not shooting a free throw for three. You're shooting a three-point shot for 3 points. This is not easy.
These are the kinds of rules that are so fun to experience.
No question. If you get fouled on a 4, you got to take a 4. He nailed it. I think I've only seen like 2 other makes on a three-pointer. That's not an easy look.
And with that is the official mark of the half in game number 4 here at American Airlines Center in Dallas. Tri-State with a commanding lead, 26-14, Brian. There's a lot of separation being created here by Tri-State.
All because of space, and Nate Robinson is really leveled up and made this game what we see right now.
Nate Robinson beyond double figures, normally averaging 4 points per game. We are going to step aside. Plenty more Big 3 basketball coming up here on Triller and Fight. Detour to Dallas for week 4, but 3's company will try to make a comeback in half 2.
went really long, but check this out. You're leading and holding the team together. We got to win today?
Yeah, man. I feel like I've been letting my team down the last couple weeks, not scoring. But Jason been picking up the slack for us, so I really didn't have to, and we've been winning. So today I was like, I got to pick up the slack. I got to force myself to make some shots to make it easier for everybody else, and everybody's contributing. I mean, you got Justin Denman, a guy from UW that went to UW with me, him and Tom Roden. I actually got to come in. Earl's doing his thing. We're just trying to get a team win.
Well, the White Mamba said you're going to get 40 today.
I hope so, man. I just want to hoop. I just want to win.
All right. Good luck.
I don't know about 40, John. They ain't playing to 100. No, you know, it is so important, like what he said. They're missing. Jason Richardson has been unreal this year. And Nate has just been, like I said, subpar. But in this game, Nate Robinson has to have a throwback game, and he has so far.
You're absolutely right, Denton. I think it's apropos that he brought up his Washington Husky past along with Justin Denman, and maybe bringing a little bit of that spark from the past.
Yeah, Denman to just show up and play the way he's played so far has been good.
A lot of ground to cover for 3's company. They were out-rebounded 9-4, particularly on the offensive boards, but Denman taking care of business there in the paint.
It's funny watching Denman. He plays like Pargo, Pargo who's missing for 3's company, which they could use tonight because they're having a really tough time scoring.
Yeah, Pargo is out, averaging 17 points per game. That's 7th in the Big Three, but they're having trouble picking up that offense without him, but they're
yeah, you're gonna have. That's what they're gonna try to do. Pound Nate Robinson in the post right away. Go to Hawkins. Hawkins does not wait for the double team to come. Attacks the rim.
Hawkins easily taking care of that mismatch.
Okay, one shot. Here we go.
Looking for the three-point play.
I was surprised when Hawkins did not get drafted.
Nate Robinson checks the three-point line, almost drained another one.
Once again, offensive rebounds.
Mario Chalmers checking in for Tamar Johnson. And Chalmers in that first half, a game high for 3's company, 5 points.
Here's a replay. Ball goes off. Tamar Johnson.
Robinson, no good that time. Drew Gooden with the rebound. Posting up Denman. Trying to pull the chair out, and it worked for two easily.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a back-down game against Denman or Robinson. You can just go quick like we saw David Hawkins do earlier.
These players are so savvy. As Hawkins, using every bit of that pivot, kicks it out to Chalmers, who's not close.
All right, take a look. Here's Denman. Gets the contact, pulls the chair, gets the ball. Now you don't have to clear it. Lays it right up.
Clark. That long two range doesn't go. Chalmers waiting for that screen from Gooden. 5 on the shot clock for Hawkins, who can't get that flip. Robinson completely wrapped up by Gooden, and hopefully he's okay getting back up onto his feet.
Took a tough hit right in the face. Take a look. Goes left, behind the back, and just gets grabbed by Gooden.
He's trying to be crafty there, going underneath the arm of Gooden, but Gooden really wrapped him up well.
Yeah, Gooden said, I'm not going to try to move my feet against Nate Robinson.
Denman gets by Hawkins and the quick finish.
Denman's been impressive.
Tri-State starting in this second half in the same dominant fashion. And 3's company get more scoring going. Just 16 points for them as Chalmers will draw a foul.
The way that Tri-State is moving the ball and attacking, they're attacking but seeing with great vision. When 3's company's playing, it feels like they're playing too much one-on-one. It's my turn to score, it's your turn to score. I like what I see. Everybody from Tri-State is moving the ball, and they're looking for the open man while they're attacking. If they don't react, if 3's company doesn't react, then Tri-State just goes up and finishes.
It really has had this kind of pleasing rhythm and movement to watch that we've seen from Tri-State, led by that man, Nate Robinson, going into the post. And a foul is going to be called as Chalmers was trying to avoid getting posted up.
This is the toughest call in the Big Three. When a guy is posting and you're fighting, you're trying to hold your ground. I mean, those calls can go either way.
Of course, Julius Irving is out today. Steve Minks is stepping in, coaching Tri-State, and their strong play continues with that long two from Clark.
You're right about the rhythm of Tri-State right now. There's Steve, saw him swimming in the pool this morning, got to get his exercise.
That knocked away. The defense has been there just as much of the offense for Tri-State. That three does not fall for Denman. Lots of space for 3's company, but here comes that ball screen. Chalmers off glass is good, looking for that foul.
Yeah, that was no foul, but that was a really nice play by Chalmers, using his body to create a little bit of space.
34-20 as 3's company trying to climb back in. They get a stop there. Chalmers drawing the foul from long range.
I'm not sure there's a foul in it. I mean, this is a tough three-point shot, but I would think about bringing the fire on this one.
Interesting.
Take a look. There's the step back. Nate Robinson has good position. I mean, there's a little bit of body contact. Yeah,
He's
Nate
calling
Robinson
for it.
asking for it. Come on, Steve.
We want to see it.
Hit the button, Steve. Well, the thing is, this shot is not an easy shot, but he could bring the fire on this one. A little one-on-one, Chalmers versus Nate Robinson. Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve, do it. Come on, Steve.
Oh, it's happening.
We're going to bring the fire.
It's happening. Bring the fire by Taco Bell happening here at American Airlines Center. So we're going to see that one-on-one matchup.
Tough matchup for Nate.
Here's a look at the official rules that the shooter or the offensive player gets at least one shot. 2 players involved going one-on-one at this point. Another really fun rule in the Big Three.
So here's the deal. Like, if Chalmers scores this, or if Nate fouls, you're going to count the bucket.
Chalmers versus Robinson. He's going to attack right into the chest of Robinson, and he gets the 2.
So, even though it was a 2-point shot, the foul was on a 3, so he's going to get 3 out of that. Here he is one-on-one, using his size, chest, shoulders to the chest, gets the layup.
Robinson down into Clark, a tussle on the floor for the loose ball. And it'll be Tri-State basketball.
Starting to see the energy pick up for 3's company, down 11.
I think that bring the fire can help with that too.
Yeah, no question. I mean, you're mano, and it could change the game for you.
I've been watching Mario Chalmers, and he seems really concerned and really engaged in this game, wanting to get back into it. Really nice move by Denman in his Tri-State debut.
Denman showing up here and taking names.
Denman had some stints with the Raptors and Spurs. He is all over the UW Huskies record books in multiple categories and showing up today in the Big Three. Rebound, can't put it back in. A block from behind on Johnson's attempt. Now Robinson looking for another 3 too long. Stolen, a turnover by 3's company, and a 4-point shot will just graze the rim from Denman, who's clearly feeling it. He goes high off glass. Clark the rebound, but a foul.
Rebounds have been just absolutely destroying 3's company right now. And right away, Michael Cooper going with Onuaku. 3's company rebounds the ball. They're in this game. Rebounding is killing them.
Looking like he's trying to go bigger here with Hawkins, who has size. Onuaku here is a 4 from Chalmers, and that's off the mark. Denman already up to 13 points. Right up there with his teammate Nate Robinson. Three's Company has not found an answer defensively. All the space, Onuaku giving it to Roden. Underneath, Onuaku can't finish, but there is a foul.
No, it's going to be a goaltend. Onuaku went up, they went to block his shot. I think it was Clark, got a little piece of the rim.
You know, I've been watching so much of the Olympics, I've now transitioned to FIBA rules at this point, and we know how that affects goaltend. So, good point there as Clark will drive to get the easy finish.
Yeah, big time play by Clark. Driving the ball, using his body, finishing strong.
It is a significant lead. Tri-State up 36-27 with a timeout called on the floor. The Big Three in Dallas for week 4. Clark trying to hold on to this lead for Tri-State. to 75303 to sign up for text and enter.
All right, take a look at Mario Chalmers doing his best to fight and get 3's Company back into this game. Here he is turning the corner, nice little layup early in the game. But his biggest thing is he's got to be able to make these shots. When he gets open or when he's running pick and roll, love how he uses his body on that layup high off the glass. And here, bringing the fire against Nate Robinson, kisses it off the glass.
But the story of this game has been Tri-State as Chalmers trying his best. He's up to 12, has 2 assists as well. But 3's Company has had a lot of trouble getting their offense going. Here is Onuaku, that go-to move with the 2 dribbles and the hook shot. That does not fall. Roden for 4. Here's Chalmers trying to add to that total. He's got 15.
That's a bad shot. Roden, one of the best players in this league at getting downhill, settling for the 4 just to do it. And that's almost a 7-point swing.
38-28. It's been a double-digit game for, quite honestly, most of it. Is Denman, a little bit of a low pass, was chasing after that rebound. And Drew Gooden will check back in for 3's Company, or trying to.
Yeah, I really like the way Mario Chalmers is playing, and defensively as well, getting back and challenging that shot from Denman.
Chalmers from the screen hits another 3. He's got a great second half going.
Well, we talked about him in the open. Here's Roden trying to get downhill.
Turning on the accelerator, he can't finish. Chalmers looking for another one that just rims out. Here is Earl Clark. He'll get that one to drop in, and Tri-State needed that to continue this cushion.
Yeah, that's a huge shot. All the momentum has gone to 3's Company. Big shot by Earl Clark.
We talked so much in the first half about Nate Robinson. He has not scored here in the second half. And Chalmers picking up the slack for 3's Company. Using his size, Onuaku can't get that. There's a whistle.
Oh, they're going to get a foul on this. You said you watched a lot of Onuaku in college.
I did indeed. I went to college in Central New York, so we overlapped in college too. So it was just orange madness because he went to Syracuse, where he is the all-time leader in field goal percentage, 65% for his entire career. And yeah, so our college careers overlapped a little bit in the same area.
Did he ever shoot a right-handed shot? Or was all left-handed?
It's true. I don't have the memory to tell you that, but he still had the same size, the same style of play, where he was just a body who won the bank, basically.
Big possession here for Tri-State. Keep that cushion.
Robinson, so big in the first half, and he just took a shot there, trying to set a screen, so he's out of the play for the moment. Denman going one-on-one against Johnson, and he will draw the foul.
Denman is quick and shifty.
He has looked like he has needed no transition whatsoever to work himself into this team.
Yeah, take a look. There's a hesitation. Oh, we're bringing the fire. Bring the fire.
It is the Taco Bell bring the fire for the second time this game. This time, it'll be Denman against DeMar Johnson.
This is going to be fun. Denman's going to have the ball in his hands. This is not an easy cover, but DeMar Johnson has the size if they get closer to the rim.
There's Denman. Couple jab fakes. He's allowed to shoot from anywhere. He frees himself up near the paint and misses. So it's successful defense there by Johnson.
Yeah, so successful challenge. Denman got the space he wanted, just couldn't knock down that shot. Good challenge by Coach Cooper.
What do you think goes into that kind of challenge? I mean, you are playing under Rick Barry, an all-time great. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking mostly about what that matchup is going to be one-on-one, or the free throw shooting in general?
Yeah, I'd be thinking DeMar Johnson has size over Denman. I'm going to try to use that size.
Onuaku loses it. Robinson down inside. Great timing, finds Clark, and he's feeling it.
And that's a great pass by Nate Robinson, leading Clark to the basket.
Johnson, no good there. Onuaku will clean things up on the left side.
All right, take a look. Nate Robinson tracks this ball down, but leads Clark right to the basket. Nice play.
A little bit of physicality underneath the basket, and that's going to be a foul. Is that on Chalmers?
No, it's going to be an offensive foul. Earl Clark cleared out Chalmers, who is by far the best flopper in the entire league.
You say that endearingly.
No, I mean, it's important. Flopping is a part of the game. That's the key to good flopper. And this is a good timeout by Coach Steve, because they got to get settled in, and they got to figure out a way to get this win.
When you're in that 3's company huddle, this is the thing about the big three. There's no running out the time. We'll get back to that in a moment. We want you to be part of the postseason. Tickets are on sale now for the Big Three playoffs and championship August 28th and September 4th, presented by Verizon. Just head over to big3.com/tickets and we'll see you in the postseason. That's where all the teams want to be in the Bahamas, not just for that obvious reason, but because these players here want to win, want to have successful seasons, and want to be picking up wins.
Yeah, today we had a terrible loss and we were devastated because it's an 8-game season. Every game matters, and you want this championship trophy, and we get it. There's really good teams, like the Triplets seem to be a head and shoulders above most of the people, but you want your opportunity, you want your chance to play them, and you got to figure out, when you get up to an early lead, it is tough to climb back in these games.
I think there's a couple of teams, and Tri-State is one of them, that looks like they can challenge the Triplets under Lisa Leslie.
The biggest thing is because they have a guy that can guard Joe Johnson, Jason Richardson. He's an elite player. He's one of these guys who is out of the NBA, but he's still playing at a high level. Same thing with Joe Johnson. You would looking at those guys, they don't look like they've lost a step one bit.
That free throw good for 2 points, and this is becoming a much closer game. That margin continuing to shrink, and what I was saying, Brian, is what is so exciting is not having a clock that you can't just run down. You have to get those wins, as Onuaku not able to finish right at the rim. Denman, step back three, nails it.
Huge shot. Huge shot, moving the ball. Denman shows up and is the best player on the floor in this second half.
Johnson trying to post up inside, and he goes off glass.
All right, here it is. Ball goes to Denman, step back, three ball, good.
Robinson in front of Onuaku finishes, or misses from the free throw line. Johnson standing right at that 4-point mark. He's going for it. Rebound to Onuaku. Johnson trying the Euro, and he's using the glass again.
3's company hanging in there.
Denman with the ball in his hands, absolutely huge for Tri-State when they're missing Jason Richardson. He finds Robinson beyond the arc. That's not there. Chalmers trying to argue for the possession.
Chalmers, he's the greatest liar in the big three. Watch this. He's saying, oh, I hit it, he hit it. Like, it's so great watching him.
Flopper and liar.
Oh, big time, big time. I commit, I love it. I love it. It's part of the game. Trying to fool the referees is part of the game.
Hey, at least one NBA champion can call a two-time MVP, or excuse me, a two-time NBA champion, Matt, since Robinson goes right to the rack.
And Tri-State has game point. Next time they get the ball, Nate Robinson showing off that left hand.
Tri-State can win on this possession. When they get it back from 3's Company. 3's Company trying to keep it alive. Chalmers from 4, he's got it to extend this game. It's just a 3-point game, Brian.
That's a big shot. And going for the 4. If I was Tri-State, I would have gave up the 2. All right, here it is, game point.
Robinson near the baseline, no good off glass. Rebound tapped around, won by Clark. And it's appropriate, Brian, with the way they have been dominating the boards in this game.
Now, they're going to call this on the floor or on the shot? Oh, they're going to give them on the shot. That's tough. If it was on the floor, they would take the ball out on the side. But on the shot, this free throw is going to be for the game.
Earl Clark at the line trying to get Tri-State to 3-1 this season. And he's got it. That is the final 50-45. Tri-State advances to 3-1. And Brian, a valiant comeback by 3's Company.
Yeah, Chalmers was great in the second half, but a lot of Nate Robinson and Denman, who shows up in the big three and takes names.
He absolutely does. Just walking onto the court as of today. He's a fellow UW Husky playing alongside Nate Robinson, two of the greats there in Seattle. And they are able to pull out the victory. 3's Company, a tough one to send them to 1-3 this season. And let's check in with John again with Nate Robinson.
Nate, you did it.
We needed that win. We had to call some reinforcement. My guy JD, shout out to JD for coming to the team last minute. He's from Dallas, he's from here, he lives here. It was pretty cool. He drove down, suited up for us, and we got the win.
You know, that's I've never seen you out of breath, ever.
Say it again?
I've never seen you out of breath.
Oh, no. Getting older. So my win ain't as like it used to be, but I'm getting back in shape now, you know, in the tail end of the season, and I'm getting better.
And now, just to let everybody know, used to play football, leave the football field, run on track, leave the track, and come all the way to basketball. Way to go.
Three-sport sport, in every category, every position, every situation, it don't matter. Nate Robinson.
All right, thank you a lot, Nate. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John. I want Nate Robinson on my team. Like you said, any of those positions, any sport.
Oh, he's a freak of nature. It's great seeing Nate and how great he plays at times.
All right, coming up, more Big Three here on Triller and Fight. Coming up next, we will have Trilogy against the Aliens. A couple more teams trying to get up in the standings at the midway point of the Big Three season.